Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. We've got a couple exciting weeks coming up. We're going back to in person, but more so, we are working on similar figures, and that is pretty darn exciting. But before we get there, you guys are going to have to know how to work with proportions and how we solve proportions. You may have seen this in your Algebra 1 class. If not, that's okay. It's not too complicated, but we'll go over it anyways, and we'll have a refresher tomorrow morning just in case you didn't get to watching this. I guess if you didn't watch it, doesn't matter that I'm saying it. So here we go. Let's talk about solving proportions. So how do we solve proportions? We use this nifty tool called cross multiplication. And you should have watched a School Yourself video on that. So let's just jump right in. How do we cross multiply? Well, it's just like it sounds. We are going to multiply the numerator by the denominator on the opposite side of our equation. So this is going to turn into 6x equals 9 times 10, which is 90, equals 6x. I'll stop there. Sorry for the dog. And then 90 divided by 6, remember we have to do this on both sides to get that x all by itself. That's our ultimate goal, right, when we're solving. And then we get x equals 15. Another example for you, we're going to cross multiply. You can remember it like you're drawing sort of a butterfly, or just that you're multiplying the numerator by the denominator on the opposite side of our equation. So we're going to get 3r in this case. And that equals 30. So what's 30 divided by 3? I'll write it out for you. It means r equals 10. And feel free to pause this video and re-watch these examples as many times as you need. No shame in doing that. Alrighty, again, let's cross multiply. I'm just going to divide my work like this time. You can also draw it. You don't have to draw it at all, but it does help me to make sure I am comparing the correct thing. So I'm going to get 2x. 10 times 10 is 100. Divide by 2 on both sides to get x by itself. 100 divided by 2 is 50, so I get x equals 50. All right, moving on to something a little bit more complicated. Really, it's the same exact process. We just have to remember that we are going to use some parentheses here. So whenever I have something that's more than just a single variable or numerator, something in the numerator, I'm going to put parentheses around it so I remember to distribute whatever I'm multiplying by. So let's start with what our variable is, and we're going to have 3. Remember those parentheses, p plus 6 equals 4 times 8. Let's distribute our 3 first. So we're going to have 3p plus 18. And then 4 times 8 is 32. So what can we do next? Well, I'm not going to divide by 3 quite yet, because 3 isn't multiplying our entire equation here. So what I have to do is subtract my 18. So 32 minus 18 is 14. And then we have equals 3p. And now I can divide by that 3 to get p all by itself. Let's see. This is going to give us a decimal. So we can leave it as 14 over 3 if we want. And that is just fine, or that equals 4.67 rounding. Let's talk about the next one. So we're going to cross multiply here. Don't forget those parentheses. I'm always going to write those in if they don't have it already. So we have 10 x plus 3, set that equal to 7 times 4. So I get 10x plus 30. And 7 times 4 is 28. So what do I do now? I'm going to subtract that 30, which is going to give me a negative 2 equals 10x. Divide by 10. I'm going to get x equals negative 2 over 10. Can I reduce that? Yes, I can. It'll be negative 1 over 5. We're running out of room, but that's okay. This one should go pretty fast. Remember our parentheses. We're going to have 10 x plus 10. And this one we have an extra variable, but don't worry. Same thing, same process, times 5x. I'm going to distribute that 10 through. So I'm going to get 10x plus 100 equals 5x. I'm going to subtract 10x on both sides. It's going to give me negative 5x equals 100. Then 100 divided by negative 5 is going to be negative 20 equals x. And it's okay to get negatives, remember. So there is some examples for you. I hope that helps. We'll go over it tomorrow too, so don't worry too much if you're a little bit iffy on it. But try to get that practice done. And go ahead and rewatch if you need. So we'll see you tomorrow.